To line your tin for a Swiss roll, you are going to stand your Swiss roll tin on a sheet of greaseproof paper which is bigger than the tin, and you're going to draw around the base of the tin. You're then going to fold along each line, and then once you've done that, you're going to cut from the corners into the corner of each of the lines, and then grease your tin with a small amount of oil. Place your folded greaseproof paper into your tin, making sure that the corners wrap around each other so that you get nice smooth lines on the corners, and then just put an extra bit more grease on top of your paper. To make the cake batter for the decorative element to the Deco Swiss roll, you can either use the creaming method, which I'm going to show you, or the all-in-one method, where you'll put all of the ingredients into the bowl together and whisk them up. And then this is going to be used to pipe your decoration onto your greaseproof paper. So once you've got your cake mixture ready, you're just going to add in some food colouring. So this is just going to be for the deco bit. So I'm just adding some gel food colouring. If you've got liquid food colouring, use that. Once your coloured cake batter is ready, you need to transfer it into a piping bag. So I just fold it over my hand so that I can actually use my hand to scrape the batter off the spatula, and then you need to squeeze it all down to the end of the bag and then twist the end of the bag at the end of the batter. You can draw a pattern underneath your greaseproof paper if you want to, or you can just do it freehand. And then once you're ready, cut a small amount off the end of the piping bag and start piping your decoration. To make the whisk sponge, it's really important that you've got a clean, grease-free bowl, otherwise they won't whisk up. And you need to whisk together the caster sugar and the eggs in the bowl. Whilst you're whisking, the protein in the eggs will stretch and it will trap the air, which aerates the batter and increases the volume. So this is going to give you your rise on your cake. Do not add any flour at this point. You're going to whisk it for about 5 minutes until you get to the ribbon stage, and then when you turn off your mixer and you draw a circle on the top of your batter with the beaters, the batter will leave a trail for the count of 3 on the top of your mixture. And when that happens, you're not going to do any more mixing, so you need to tap the batter off the beaters and then remove them from the mixer. Sieve in the flour and then gently fold in the flour, cutting through the middle and trying to not knock out any of the air until all the flour is incorporated. Once it's incorporated, pour the batter over the decoration batter and gently level out in the tin by rolling it from side to side and into the corners. You might need to just push the batter into the corners of the tin using a palette knife. You're then going to place it into a preheated oven on gas mark 6 or 200 degrees C for about 7 to 10 minutes until golden and firm to the touch. Whilst the cake is cooking, you must prepare for the rolling, so you need to get another sheet of greaseproof paper with caster sugar sprinkled over it. You need to get 2 heaped dessert spoons of jam in a bowl and mix it to soften it, as it makes it easier to spread. And you also need to get yourself a knife ready. So once the cake is golden and firm to the touch, you need to take it out of the oven using the oven gloves, and then you need to flip it onto the sugared greaseproof paper and carefully tear off the paper in small sections, as the sponge easily rips. once you've taken off all the paper, you need to flip the cake over so that you can't see the decoration anymore. And then you're going to trim off the edges of the cake and then spread over the jam. You're then going to get the back of your knife and score a line about 2 centimeters from the short edge of the cake, and then you're going to roll the sponge. So you're going to pick up the corners of the greaseproof paper and you're going to touch the bottom 2 corners of your sponge onto the next bit of your cake using the scored line, and then you're just going to pull your greaseproof paper to roll your sponge, so keeping it in tight, and pull it along until it's all rolled up.